this is actually insane. So, these are the two most cursed fields in the NFL. The first one being the Dan Snyder Field for the Washington Commanders, which you already know the stadium's absolutely trash. I mean, there was literally sewage pipes that were bursting and pouring actual crap all over the fans in the stadium. So you already knew that this was going to be absolutely awful, but look at how much injuries happened. Joe Burrow tore his ACL at the 11-yard line. Adrian Peterson tore his ACL at the 14-yard line. RG3 tore his ACL at the 10-yard line. Chase Young tore his ACL at the 15-yard line. The 15-yard line, Alex Smith had, again, as we know, one of the worst injuries since Joe Theismann when it came to his injury, happened at the 15-yard line. Kyle Allen broke his leg at, I think he broke his leg. Something happened to his leg at the 31-yard line. Ryan Fitzmagic had a hip injury at the 20-yard line. Like, all of those injuries on this one side of the field. Like, it is just weird timing how all these worked out together. And I believe I am correct here. Did Joe Theismann have his injury in the exact same spot that Alex Smith had his injury? If I am correct, I might be incorrect on that one. Or maybe not, actually. Because I think, no, Joe Theismann's injury, I think, happened at the 45. Because I remember it was LT, the one who sacked him on the play that caused the injury. But I believe it was Theismann. I believe it was on the 45. So this is the number one most cursed field in the NFL, okay? Jalen Hurts also almost crushed. And this was when both sides of the bleachers actually fell onto Jalen Hurts, and the fans fell on Jalen Hurts. So that was right here. The second one is, since 2020, here is just a partial list of notable injuries suffered at MetLife Stadium's turf. Nick Bosa, ACL tear. Solomon Thomas, ACL tear. Jimmy G, ankle sprain. Raheem Mostert, MCL tear. Sterling Shepard, Achilles tear. Sterling Shepard, ACL tear. Robinson, ACL tear. Blake Martinez, Achilles tear. Shane, partial tendon tear. Jabril Peppers, ACL tear. Kyle Fuller, ACL tear. Aaron Rodgers, Achilles tear. Al Woods, Achilles tear. And Jalen Phillips, to be decided. So, again, this, I will say, though, is more about just, like, MetLife has turf, and players have fought the age-old battle against turf, saying turf is awful, you shouldn't have turf, turf can cause injuries, it can cause problems, you know, they need to get rid of turf. That's turf, right? That's one thing. I believe that this is not turf. This is actually just grass. It's just how poorly the actual field was maintained and how poorly it was, like, actually controlled is what causes all these injuries, I believe, again, I'm just believe here, in Washington for the Washington Commanders. It's really just how bad Dan Snyder was at, you know, upgrading the stadium, updating the field, protecting the field, getting it right for game day. I mean, that was pretty much just the fact of how bad this field was. MetLife is just a situation where it's like, it's a bad, you know, it's turf, and turf doesn't give. When you push off turf, when you push off grass, it gives, right? The grass can kick up, the grass and mud can come up, but when you push on turf, it's not gonna give. It's just gonna push back at you. And when you're trying to cut, you know, from left to right, and you're going at, like, you know, 20 miles per hour running, you're going to end up hurting something or tearing something, because something's going to give. And this, by the way, was the whole situation with the crushed. Like, wait, hang on. Let's see. Did they? Yeah, right here. See? All the fans, this bleacher thing fell apart, and all the fans collapsed on the Jalen Hurts. Luckily, Jalen Hurts was okay. But, again, like I said, just an absolute mess. But, yeah, so Washington, man, the age-old struggles that the NFL needs to look into because of Dan Snyder and all a bunch of problems with the Commanders, but more issues is the field. And the fact that we lost our quarterback for the season on this field really ticks me off even more. We lost our quarterback for the season twice. One against the Ravens on Baltimore's field, which again was more just a freak incident of someone falling on him. Wasn't really a problem in the field. And then our second injury, that was a second injury. Our first injury was, of course, against the, against the Commanders, which, again, field absolutely awful. So, wish the NFL would kind of get involved with this kind of stuff a little bit more and be like, hey, listen, you can't do this. But it seems like the NFL, I don't say they don't care, but they definitely aren't as strict as they should be, I feel like. I know every field has to be, to a certain degree, they have to be maintained and have to be put to a certain, they have to pass a certain standard. But it seems like they're not even like, I don't know. Maybe they seem like some fields kind of get away with more things than other fields. I'll say it like that. But guys, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, though, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.